Hey guys, Romansliders here for a review of Mirror's Edge, developed by DICE, published by EA, released in 2007 for Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and PC in 2009. The game revolves around Faith, a member of a network of runners who transmit messages to various parties while trying to avoid detection by the dystopian government. Faith has a personal vendetta against the totalitarian regime, as her parents were killed in protest riots when she was young, later meeting Mercury who trained her in parkour and giving Faith her job as a runner. Mirror's Edge is a 3D platforming game set in a highly stylized world, with Faith being able to use parkour movements to traverse the city by crossing over rooftops, moving across walls and other obstacles that stand in your way. Mirror's Edge is played from a first-person perspective, with the camera rooted to Faith to convey a sense of ease and freedom of movement, such as the camera bobbing up and down while Faith is running. Faith's torso, arms and legs are prominent and are used to convey a sense of movement and momentum. Speaking of which, momentum is the key to Mirror's Edge gameplay. The gameplay encourages you to create a seamless chain of moves by running, jumping and forward rolls. If Faith does not have enough momentum to cross over an object, then she will be unable to do so without a running start. As the game focuses on fluidity of movement, controls are simplified with context-sensitive actions and runner vision, which highlights objects in the environment so you can identify various routes for Faith to travel, although this system can be turned off. Runner vision is a very useful mechanic as it can help you get out of tight jams without having to stop and break your momentum. To give further aid to the player, a reaction time, a form of bullet time, can be used to slow down time to give you more time to plan your next moves, which can be very helpful when you are pursued by enemies in chaotic situations. You can also use weapons in the game like a conventional first-person shooter, however this is not the focus of Mirror's Edge gameplay, and using weapons will slow you down considerably, so it is often in your best interest to ditch them and concentrate on chaining physical moves in order to get to your objective in the shortest time possible. I rather like the idea of making weapons unwieldy and less useful to Faith. Mirror's Edge is essentially a parkour simulator, using the environment to your advantage, trying to figure out the best routes through the levels. By making weapons slow you down leaves room for strategic thinking when using guns, and how far you're willing to go to sacrifice agility for firepower, a dilemma that runs throughout the game. There is also hand-to-hand combat, which is more useful than using weapons, as you are able to seamlessly run and attack enemies at the same time. Aside from the campaign, other gameplay modes include time attack, where players are presented with the challenge of trying to clear a number of maps in the shortest time possible, as well as uploading these times to online leaderboards, with the maps themselves unlocked through the campaign mode. Graphically, the game world is extremely colourful, using stylized art, focusing on bold, saturated primary colours, mainly featuring white surfaces. The art style also serves as a health meter as the colours become less bright as Faith takes damage, and also complements runner vision, allowing the player to see what obstacles can be manipulated. The colours bring everything to life in a vivid way, aiding the gameplay while running through corridors, sewers and jumping over rooftops. It is in movement when Mirror's Edge is in its element, and the graphical style complements this enhanced reality. Furthermore, the cutscenes are presented in animated form rather than computer graphics, giving the game its own identity, allowing it to stand out from the crowd. Music for the game was composed by Swedish musician Magnus Bergerson, featuring up-tempo electronic beats and contemplative mood pieces that further brings the game to life. Whether jumping across the city or running from government soldiers, the music brings the right elements together. Senior producer Owen O'Brien wanted to bring something fresh and original to the first-person shooter, while also exploring interesting philosophical themes, such as the wavering of civil liberties for comfort and the oppressive control of totalitarian governments. In terms of things I didn't like about this game, there aren't many. I think Mirror's Edge is an incredibly unique, solid game that stands in a class of its own. If there was one criticism I could think of, is that the levels are somewhat predictable, which falls into a pattern of Faith breaking into some sort of governmental office, getting caught and then being chased by soldiers running to the extraction point. Pretty much every single level starts and ends this same way, and I think more variety in level design should be needed. In terms of replay value, time attack mode extends the game's length, challenging yourself to other players from around the world. However, the main campaign is quite short, but I do think there is enough charm and sophistication in Mirror's Edge to warrant multiple playthroughs. In November 2012, it was announced the sequel was in development. Mirror's Edge is a one-of-a-kind game. Like Portal, it needs to be experienced for its unique game mechanics that turn the traditional first-person shooter on its head. A game that focuses on the freedom of movement and momentum is a great concept in my opinion, and once you get over the learning curve of how to control Faith, then you'll be running about and flying through the air in no time at all. Well, that does it for this review of Mirror's Edge. If you liked what you saw, then give this video a like, and give me some feedback in the comments section, as that would be much appreciated. For regular updates on what I'm doing next, be sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter, so until then, Peace out, guys.